Okay, listen, pay attention. I made a video and stated that Chukwuma Kaduna Nzeogwu never supported Nzeogwu during the coup d'etat. That when Nzeogwu picked the phone and called him, Ojukwu refused to oblige. Okay, because his reason being that his allegiance will only be given to the highest military ranking officer, who was Agi Ironsi. Now, this guy came to comment section, or should I say this man? I respect him so much because the question is very reasonable. He said, the wisdom, thank you for referring me to being wise, and it's only God that can give wisdom, okay? He said, the wisdom, enlighten me more. Why did Nzeogwu fought alongside the Biafrans, whereas Ojukwu did not support its well-planned coup d'etat? A very good question, but now let me answer it. Have you ever asked yourself, why did the Yakubu Gowon release Nzeogwu from the prison, only for Nzeogwu to go and join the Biafrans to fight during the Civil War? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Well, the truth is that it was not Yakubu Gowon that released Nzeogwu from prison. Now the question is, who released Nzeogwu from prison? It was Chukwuma Kaduna Nzeogwu that released Nzeogwu from prison in March 1967. It shock you. Get a pen and a paper, sit down and prepare yourself, because I'm about to take you in a roller coaster of history untold. Pay attention. You see, when Ironsi arrested Nzeogwu, when Nzeogwu surrendered to him, Ironsi arrested Nzeogwu and other coup plotters and threw them into prison. Not just an anyhow prison. He threw them into the maximum security prison of Kirikiri. Okay? Now, when Ironsi was killed in 1966, all the coup plotters were transferred from Kirikiri. Let me mention them for you. Major Ifejuna was transferred to Uyo prison. Ademuyega was transferred to Enugu prison. Major Bali was transferred to Abakaliki prison. Major Chukwuka and Captain Nwobosi were both transferred to Owerri prison. Nzeogwu was the only one transferred to Abia prison. Now remember, the war was not yet in sight then. This was in 1966, after the death of Ironsi, that these people were transferred. And these places I called for you are all in Nigeria. Now, when the war broke out in 1967, when the Easterners have already declared the Republic of Biafra by Ojukwu, now automatically making all these people in the Eastern prison under Ojukwu, because Ojukwu was the Southeastern military governor and now the head of the Biafran Republic, automatically all the inmates in the prison in that geographical location are under his jurisdiction, no longer under the federal government of Nigeria, no longer under military government of Nigeria. So Ojukwu now released Nzeogwu from prison in March 1967 because they are now his prisoners. You get the point now. You must get it. Now, Ojukwu released Nzeogwu in March 1967, and you knowing that courtesy demands that Nzeogwu has to what? Reciprocate the virtue that has been done unto him. But Nzeogwu, being a man that he was, a strong man that he was, never came out openly and fought in that war. I will explain. It may shock you to know that Ojukwu and Nzeogwu never met eye to eye till Nzeogwu died. They never met when Nzeogwu was released from prison and when Nzeogwu died. Nzeogwu and Ojukwu never met eye to eye. Nzeogwu was released in March 1967. Nzeogwu got killed in 29 July 1967. Just 4 months. 4 months. Nzeogwu was not really a fan of secession. That is why it's pathetic for his coup d'etat to be associated with a tribe, Igbo coup. Because Nzeogwu never really was interested in secession. Nzeogwu was only peaceful in a Nigeria that will work. That was what he was there for. So Nzeogwu was really sitting on the fence in a kind of, because Nzeogwu going to the north, he never knew how it would be perceived. He was released from prison in March 1967. He was released. Now he have seen, because of course people in prison, they know what is happening in the outside world. Okay, they got information. He has already known that his well-planned coup d'etat has been associated with a tribe. It has been called Igbo coup. Now, if he should go back to the north, he might be perceived as a saboteur. Okay, and the coup d'etat has stigmatized his people where he's from. The coup d'etat has stigmatized them. Oh, that is Nzeogwu. That's where he's from. These people, their brother carried out the coup d'etat, the Igbos. They even trace it down to his village. So, the man was in defense. He was in quagmire. He was in quagmire. So, he was killed in Nsukka on his reconnaissance mission. Okay? In a good day, I will give you everything that conspired in Nzeogwu's life before he died. But what you should know is that Nzeogwu was not really a fan of secession, and he never met Ojukwu eyeball to eyeball before he died. And it was Ojukwu that released him from prison. So even if he knew that Ojukwu did not actually support his coup d'etat, but it was him that released him. For him to release you, oh, come on, you have to reciprocate the virtue that has been granted upon you. You have to reciprocate that virtue. Now, Nzeogwu, knowing fully well, will he go to the north, back to the Nigerian government, and then come and fight his people? Remember, his fear was proven. Nzeogwu was killed on 29 July 1967. Okay? Just barely 3 months into his death. Murtala Muhammad led the federal troops into Asaba, and Asaba people were massacred. If you study history intently, if you study history well, historians will tell you, and analysts will analyze to you, that the Asaba massacre was Murtala Muhammad's revenge on January 15th, 1966 military coup d'etat that was carried out by Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzeogwu. It was a revenge because the both men were friends. Look at the picture. That was 3 of them together. That was Nzeogwu, Murtala Muhammad. He led. It was a revenge. That is proving Nzeogwu's fear. Imagine Nzeogwu went back to the north and fought the Biafrans and then followed Murtala Muhammad and coming to Asaba to massacre his people. Do you think it's possible? No. Ask yourself, is it possible? It's not possible. Listen. I don't want to make this video too lengthy. That's why I say subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can be making lengthy videos. Okay, this video will have part 2. The part 2 of it, I am going to state everything that conspired in Nzeogwu's life so that you will know, you will see things from Nzeogwu's point of view. Okay, so just know that it was Ojukwu that released Nzeogwu from prison in March 1967, and Nzeogwu was not under the Nigerian government jurisdiction anymore. He was under Biafran jurisdiction, so he was indirectly Ojukwu's prisoner at that time, and Ojukwu gave him that favor and released him, and also released Ifejuna, and they joined the Biafran army. So in my next video, I am going to state everything that happened in Nzeogwu's life before he died. But just know, it was Ojukwu that released him, and him and Ojukwu never met eye to eye till he died, and that he spent only 4 months. He released in March, and he got killed in July, and his people were massacred in October, from 5th to 7th October 1967. Imagine what would have happened if Nzeogwu was alive. The man was brave, would have defended his people. He would have made sure that he was there at that point in time. But you know, who knows? Perhaps you do. Now listen, subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can be making lengthy video. Okay? And for those of you who come to my comment section and say a lot of things, don't think that what you say can make me stop. No, it can't make me stop. Yeah? I never chose this. This chose me. Now listen, we are giving you truth, and I'm sharing free books, of course, you know. If you want to get a free book to read, go to my bio, you see a phone number there, give it a WhatsApp message. The number will respond to you, and a book will be made available to you in less than 24 hours. I love you all and I cherish you. And for those of you who come to comment section to laugh at my camera quality, okay, listen, it is not all about the camera. The camera might not be good to your own taste, okay? But you see, the content we are dishing out here is top-notch. It's top-notch, and I appreciate that the people are appreciating it. And on a good day, with time, I know, with time, we are going to work on this camera, okay? With time. So for now, just focus on the content. Focus on the content, okay? With time, we are going to get a good phone and a good tripod, so I can stop holding this phone like this, and we can be making lengthy lessons. But what I want to let you to know concerning the question that this man asked, Ojukwu was the one who released him from prison. They never met eyeball to eyeball. They never saw till he died. He spent only 4 months, okay? And his fear was proven when his people were massacred, okay? And remember, Africa, you have to read, and that's why I'm giving you a free book, okay? Part 2 will be coming out this week. Part 2 of this video is going to be lengthy. Okay, if possible, I'm going to get a seat because it's going to be lengthy. We are going to, okay, we are going to analyze so many things for us to understand the in-depth of what we want to say. Remember, Africa, wisdom is a principal thing.